Thank you for listening to BizPod with me, Paul.
And me, Rachel.
Our weekly business English podcast where we talk about the news, social media, and hot topics from a business point of view. You'll get a podcast and links to the articles we discuss. This way you can share your thoughts too. Join us as we discuss what's on our minds this week. So today, Rachel, we're going to talk about one of my favourite subjects.
Cheesecake.
No. I don't want to say cheesecake is one of my favourite subjects. Cake, definitely, but not necessarily cheesecake. No, we're going to be talking about spies.
Spying, yeah, you love to read spy novels, don't you?
Yeah, and what better than to spend some time watching a James Bond movie?
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about the world of spies?
It's not a world I know of. I do love a good James Bond movie.
Who doesn't love a good James Bond movie?
Yeah, we like a good spy story as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a spy, that's for sure.
Okay.
Would you?
It depends. I mean, if I could be James Bond, of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to be James Bond? But I think James Bond is obviously a sort of glamorized sort of Hollywood version of what spying is all about.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you are a spy or you work in that, government agency as a spy, it must be quite stressful.
Mm.
What do you think?
You must be able to, forget about things and not let things get to you, not mull things over too much.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, the whole sort of idea, I think, of intelligence work, I think you're probably going to be a bit of a loner. You're going to have to sort of be able to sort of, compartmentalize.
Cut your ties very quickly.
Yeah, not think about it.
I don't know. I don't really know what the typical qualities they look for. We'd have to ask somebody who recruits spies.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to know, Rach. It's secret. It's spy stuff.
Okay. Well, the article you read gave different definitions of spies. There was 2 different definitions, wasn't there?
Well, it talks about intelligence officers.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the intelligence officer is the person who works for the government agency who collects the information from you.
Mm-hmm.
And the spy would be another person working on behalf of you secretly to gather information and send it to you.
Okay. So, but that isn't what James Bond is. James Bond is really an intelligence officer then, isn't he?
James Bond is an enigma who can do anything he wants.
Yeah, but by your definition, the definition of the article, the spy is the person who's betraying his country to sell information.
Yeah.
But we like the spy to be the intelligence officer who's very dynamic and suave and goes off on a mission. And,
yeah. But I don't think that's the reality. Like I said, I mean, James Bond and the movies that you watch about spies, it's all very glamorized, isn't it?
Wait, you wouldn't want to watch a movie where it's telling you the truth, would you?
It'd be boring. Yeah. But it is an interesting subject. I mean, obviously this article is talking about political espionage.
Mm-hmm.
But what about industrial espionage?
Uh-huh.
You don't really hear much about it, but I imagine it must go on quite a lot. What do you think?
Well, do you think it goes on more now or less now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I can imagine all the big companies, whether it's a big American technology company, big car company, they would all want to know what their competition is doing. And
maybe like Microsoft or Apple or the big tech companies.
Yeah, I bet Microsoft and Apple are spying on each other.
Maybe not Microsoft and Apple because they don't really have similar products. Maybe Apple and
Samsung with their
could
phones.
Be, yeah. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I would be very surprised if industrial espionage doesn't happen on a regular basis. Because I think you're always going to find somebody working within an organization, especially huge organizations, who are not 100% happy about how they're treated and are willing to give, secret or sensitive information to somebody, for a fee.
Disgruntled.
Yeah, there's always disgruntled employees. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're disgruntled, what could you sell?
Well, I can give away all the secrets about the English language lab.
There aren't any.
Yeah, well, I'd make some up. I'd make up some secrets to sell.
I don't think anybody would want to buy them, Paul.
Of course they wouldn't. I don't think. No, we're not important enough. No, but I'm pretty sure that the world of espionage goes way beyond what we see in the movies.
Yeah, of course it does. But it's so secret, we don't know about it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always kept very, very secret.
Well, whenever you hear dun 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 dun, oh, that's Mission Impossible, isn't it? But that's spy, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. Mission Impossible is all about.
If you hear that spying. Music, there's a spy about.
Do they have to sort of play it on their mobile phone wherever they walk?
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Or it's either that or the James Bond theme.
Yeah, or it could be Pink Panther.
Yeah. But anyway, so this article from The Conversation, it's a lot about psychology.
Yeah.
Which I think is, very interesting subject. Because the psychology of spying, well, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's similar, but psychology of keeping secrets. What do you think?
There was a very good podcast from a former CIA spy. Do you remember, on the Diary of a CEO? I'll put the link for everybody. But this guy basically tells you all about the psychology, what they're looking for, what they train you in, what kind of person you've got to be. He was a very interesting guy. In fact, he's got a book coming out.
Yeah,
I think it's tomorrow.
Ooh.
And I've got it on my list waiting to get it for you as a gift because I knew it would sort of tickle your fancy.
Yeah, definitely.
But he was quite a particular character, wasn't he? He actually left the CIA, I think, if I remember correctly, because he met his wife, who was also a spy, and they wanted to start a family, and he said, you can't really have a family if you're a spy.
Well, you can, but it must be difficult.
Especially because they were both spies.
Yeah, God, imagine if you were married to a spy. Could you ever trust that person?
Could they trust you?
Well, of course.
Would you reveal who you really are? Would you tell them a different name?
Yeah, I mean, did they know they were spies when they met?
I don't know.
Or did they keep that a secret?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a question.
Strange. Anyway, so this week it's just a short podcast.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting article about spying and the psychology of spying and keeping secrets. Some people work in industries where they have to keep secrets, and I think that can be quite difficult, stressful. Okay.
I think the problem is we're very interested in this topic, but we have nothing to say about it because we don't know any spies. We don't spy for anybody, but it just sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Glamorous.
Yeah.
But at least you could watch the Diary of a CEO spy podcast as well. So really see this as an introduction to that.
And then buy the book.
Yeah, of course. Of course, buy the book.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
See you next week. Thanks for listening. We hope you liked our podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe and stay connected with us. Until next time, goodbye.